Hiya folks, how yous doing? Happy Friday and have a fantastic weekend. But before yous go off for that weekend drink, can I just talk to you about this Stonewall piece by The Telegraph? So they've got a report about how Stonewall has been urging employers to drop mother or parent, who has given birth, to boost their equality rankings. Now, I've done a video quite recently on Stonewall, so you might feel a little bit stonewalled out, but this stuff matters and I'll tell you why. There are so many of our institutions, the Home Office, the Ministry of Justice, to name but a few, crucial, vital organs of the state, who are completely in hock to Stonewall, this charity that once had a really, really laudable aim, even in my lifetime, of just securing equality for gay men and women, so that we could be as boring as married people, right? We could live lives as ordinary and boring as everybody else. That was certainly the goal when I was at school. That's certainly the goal for gay men and women like me today. But it's evolved into this sort of attempt to neuter or change the way in which that sort of social contract that we all have about our words and the meaning of words. So when I say to you, a ma'am, you think of a biological woman who's had a baby. When I say to you, a dad, you think of a biological man who has had a child, who has sired a child, if you will. And all of these things, you think, well, of course, Darren, of course I think that, of course I know that. Why are you talking to us like I'm stupid? Well, I'm talking to you like you're stupid, because that's how these people are treating us. That's how these radical activists are treating us. But they're getting away with it. Taxpayer cash has been spent on this bloody insanity. So let's just go through a little bit of it. So it says Stonewall has advised organisations to replace the term mother with parent who has given birth to help boost their rankings on an equality leaderboard. So you've got companies and you've got organs of the state that I've just mentioned who are desperate for that coveted spot on their equality leaderboard, on Stonewall's equality leaderboard. So they'll put all of these things in place. Gender neutral toilets. They'll change their language to be more gender diverse or some shit like that. Because charities like Stonewall, they push victim narratives so they can keep getting the donations. Oh, your company isn't gender diverse enough. Oh, your company doesn't use the right language, gender neutral language. Oh, your company is transphobic because you've got single sex toilets. No, you're not. They're playing you like a fiddle. This charity is after your cash. This charity is after pushing victim narratives. This charity does not have the best interests of gay women, men and women, and trans people at heart anymore. I'm sorry. This stuff is cartoon. The Ministry of Justice, which comes in fifth in the leadership board, has admitted that its HR policies have in recent years been updated to include non-gendered language, and in some internal documents, terms mother and father had been removed. They're removing our language. This is an assault on our language. This is an assault on the beautiful English language and the tools we use to communicate with each other every single day. A language that has been built up over generation after generation. And all of these, the Home Office, MI6, the British Army, the Department for International Trade, the Government Legal Department and the House of Commons all appear in the top 100. This is ridiculous. So a Freedom of Information request that the Telegraph have seen has warnings that lawyers at the LGBT charity, or rather lawyers saying that the LGBT charity is misrepresenting equality laws in advice to government departments. And you just think, what on earth are they playing at? This is all clearly deliberate. And Maya Forstater, the very brave activist for women, campaigner for women, co-founder of the campaign group Sex Matters, which should all check out. They do a fantastic newsletter. She has actually called for the Committee on Standards in Public Life to undertake a public inquiry as to how an organisation that is basically a lobby group got into such an influential position to many institutions. And I would agree with that. I think it's terrifying. We talk about the march to our institutions of the left. This is sort of Foucault, this is Marxism 101. And Stonewall has said it's confident in our advice on the Equality Act, which is based on the Equality and Human Rights Commission's Equality Act Code of Practice. Well, the Equality and Human Rights Commission, the Equality Act have women in it. Stonewall want to ride roughshod over the rights of women. I think all of this stuff is absolutely cartoon, and it just gets worse. You start talking about things like chest feeding, mugs and trans flags. All of this really, really terrible stuff that this charity is guilty of. This charity that, like I say, once had really laudable aims. And I reckon actually for a lot of trans people, this isn't doing them any favours, because it just makes trans people look like they're pushing really radical aims and objectives when they're not. Most trans people just want to be left alone. Most trans people just really, really couldn't care less about this stuff. They've got the right to collect a gender recognition certificate and all of these other things, to live life however they want. And I say, look, dress how you want, wear what you want, call yourself what you want, ask me to call you what you want. I don't mind that at all. But you cannot alter what the meaning of biological sex means, the meaning of being a mother means, the meaning of being a father means, the meaning of breastfeeding, the meaning of our words and language. This is an assault on everything that we actually hold dear, and wanting to control and manipulate our thoughts and doing it through the organs of the state. This is really, really, really quite sinister stuff. And I really hope that Liz Truss, as the Equalities Minister, actually says to these public bodies, you shouldn't be dealing with this organisation anymore until it gets its facts right, until it stops being a sort of lobby campaign group by stealth. Let us know what you think in the comment section. Have a fantastic weekend. Reasoned relies upon grassroots donations from people like yourself that want us to continue producing our high quality, free thinking content. So please do consider clicking the link and donating, no matter how big, no matter how small, because it really does ensure that we can keep on keeping on.